Hi, everybody. Broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek, and this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We had some technical difficulties this morning. Last night, the internet went out. Now it's up and on. I saw a little man on a pole outside my window last night, so we reconnected to the internet, and then 10 minutes ago, exactly 10 minutes ago, the electricity went out. Can you believe that? The electricity was gone. It was turned off for about 5 minutes. I was freaking out. Then the electricity comes back on, and I couldn't get the, oh, wow. I just couldn't get the, okay, very good. There you are. Yeah. So the electricity went out and everything went bad. Everything was bad, but we're on now. I got to do a couple of little technical things over here. I got to refresh. I mean, it was really bad. What happened was bad. I didn't like it. And I'm still trying to get all of this reconnected so that everything is working. Okay. Oh yeah, that girl confirms it sure did. The electricity was gone, so it was out of here. I want to try to connect a couple of things over here. I'm almost there, you guys. I'm almost there. Bear with me. Let me get this hooked up. Okay, how do I do this? I got a couple of more things to hook up here. I was good to go. I was early. I was ready. I even put on my nice shirt. I put on some deodorant. Let me add this other camera here. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do that. Okay, I'm going to click this little button here. I'm almost good to go. I am almost good to go. Hey, y'all, we're in business now. We in business now. Woohoo! We got Katie Bliss in the house from Lake Chapala. When you going to sign in, Katie? We got 30 people in the house. Don Cole is in the house. Woo, Autumn Green in the house. That girl, my neighbor, is in the house. And it looks like my this stuff is not responding well. Oh, turn this on. Okay. And I think we're almost ready to rumble. Okay, we got a lot going on this morning. She Thinks So She Speaks is in the house. We have a lot to cover today. Jack Webb in the house. Just woke up. You're not at work, Jack? Kevin, you need to, yeah. You got to put on that deodorant when you're broadcasting live. I do that just for you guys. Okay. We have a lot going on today. Miriam, happy Sunday. And yes, tomorrow we do go to, yes, tomorrow, the United States goes to daylight savings time, and I hope that I can get that grooving. Okay, good morning, Thomas with the green afro. We got lots and lots and lots to talk about today. Last Sunday morning, I talked to Love to Travel. She's in New Hampshire. We talked for about an hour. She had lots of questions. Then I have a subscriber who's very interesting. He lives in my building. His name is Chuck. His wife's name is Rosie. We went up on the roof. We talked about, we just talked for about an hour. And he just moved to Mazatlan from another Latin American country. I'll remember the name shortly here. Give me a second. I'm going to go. They're doing construction. They're doing construction in the back. So I'm going to get up for a second and I'm going to close my back door so the sound doesn't come in. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Love to Travel is in the house. We got South Korea in the house. NVHT. Keith Hanna. We got a bunch of people in the house this morning. Oh, I can breathe now. Oh, I'm going to breathe just for a second, but a lot is going on. So I've been talking to a lot of people. I know that one of our subscribers just closed on a house in El Centro here in Mazatlan yesterday afternoon at 1 o'clock. That person is very happy. I had breakfast with a subscriber yesterday. Her and her cousin are down here. She's in Mexico for the first time shopping around. And we're going to talk about the murders and the kidnappings just a little bit, because those people came down here for Mexico vacation. What do you call that? Medical vacation. That's what they were doing. One of them was going to have some cosmetic surgery or something like that. We're not going to talk about the murder so much unless you want to, unless you have questions about that. Oh, there you go. Anya is in the house. That person just got on. Hi, Bill. Hola. Hola, Anya. Love to travel. In the house. James at Medical Tourism is what it's called. I'm glad you guys are so helpful. Let me move on. I'm trying to get this camera adjusted. Trying to get adjusted here. And we do have a historical note this morning. And Katie Bliss, doesn't look like you're signed in. We're waiting on Katie Bliss to sign in. But other than that, we got Derek in the house. What's he talking about? Derek, this live broadcast makes my Saturdays. Derek, I'm glad you enjoy it. My little buttons are working now. Wow. Kim J is in the house. Tried sending you a message, asking you a question last week. Did not go through. Okay, just try sending the message again, either through a comment or through my email address. And you get my email address. Let me put my email address up here directly so you don't get jerked around. Here you go. Kim, just send an email to bill.dallas.lewis10@gmail.com. All of that usually goes right through. All right. William Stoneman is coming to, let's see, let's check this over here. Crabbo, Dr. John is in the house from New Jersey. Always good to see you in the house. Kevin Ronan. Ooh, Ronald in the house. Woo-hoo. Let's see, who did I miss? Uh-oh. I clicked the link and appear to be in. Oh, my God. Katie, try clicking that link again, please. Try turning it off and click it again. I don't know why that is not working. Could be because my electricity went out. Okay, Kim J in the house. Wayne Southfield in the house from Gold Canyon, Arizona. Okay, I think we're getting caught up here. I'm back in, says waiting for hosts to add you. You're back in. I can't refresh my screen. Oh, Katie, I don't know what is up. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let's try this. God. Because we have Katie Ibarra in the house. She has an excellent property to share with us this morning, but apparently it's not showing me the information that I should be able to see to let her in. Let me click on this button. Let me click on that button. Let me click this. Oh, Oh, no, none of that's working, Katie. Share screen. Brian Maiden in the house. Brian Maiden, always happy to see you in the house. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Katie's not getting in. But anyway, let's start off. Katie Ibarra shared a house that is for sale in Chapala. And the price is only $139,000, if you can believe that. Let's go down here. Let's click here. Okay. So let me show you the house. This house is for $139,000, located in Chapala. And let's show you exactly where this thing is. You can see the arrow pointing to the house over there on the right. And I used to live about a block away from this house. $139,000. It is 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. It has a great interior. It's probably about a 10-minute drive from Walmart, and you can walk to the Malecon and to the lake right there, very close to everything. And you can see the arrow pointing to the house at the top of the screen. And you can see Chapala Centro right there. You could just walk to the wet lake, walk to the Malecon, walk to all kinds of places. It's right kind of across the street from a big grocery store. Let's just take a look at the house. It really doesn't look like that much from the outside of the house, but the location is fantastic. After the broadcast, I'm going to put this entire video up just about this house tomorrow. And all of that contact information will be in the description below, so you can contact. Maybe it's my house. That's funny. But let's go into the house. You can see everything is orange in the house, but it's very big and spacious. This is the living room, dining room area. Again, this is only $139,000. And here's a different view. You can see it has lots of windows for a $139,000 from Katie Ibarra. And this looks like it's a dining. This looks like it's a family room kind of setup. And you can see they have a cupola at the top of the window. You can see there's a cupola up there bringing in lots of light to this second part of the house. And let's take a peek. Let's take a peek real quick at the kitchen. It's not a giant kitchen, but you can see everything is there, and it looks like it's been fully remodeled. Oh my, what a house. And it's only $139,000. That is 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. And of course, there are bedrooms. It looks like a big part of this house is that things have to be orange all over the place. Let me change some of this information here. Banners. Let's come over here. Here's how you can contact Katie. I do believe that this is a brand new listing. This house is going to go very quickly. The house has 1 bathroom, to my understanding. 1 bathroom. It's in Chapala. That's about 10 minutes away from Ajijic. It's about a 45-minute drive to the Guadalajara area. And here is the second bedroom. You can see it's a very spacious for $139,000. But what I really like about this house is the backyard. This really spacious backyard. Wait till you see the view from the roof. A really spacious view from the roof. Let me turn this off and go back over here and turn this back on. Then this come back down here. But check out the rest of the back porch. Look at this. The floors have all been remodeled. The thing is beautiful and shiny, and lots of flowers. If you like to grow flowers, everything is out there for you. Again, $139,000. And there you go. Brian Maiden would like to live there. Sure. Contact Katie. She can hook you up. You could be hooked up and living there like tomorrow, Brian Maiden. Okay, now check. This is the roof. They've added all of this deck to the roof of the house. You have a view of the mountains, and it's a lovely neighborhood. I used to live about a quarter of a mile away from here, and it's very peaceful, very nice. And for and look at this. Look at this. Now, in a second, I'm going to show you the view from this deck at nighttime. This is what you're going to see at nighttime from that deck. The thing about living in the Chapala area is you have sundowns like this every night. A beautiful place. So I am going to put Katie's contact information up again. Here is her phone. Here are her phone numbers for the United States and Mexico. Katie is from my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. I will put up a complete description of this video. I'll be making a video about this house tomorrow morning and putting it up. Woo, $139,000. You can't go wrong. It's in Chapala. That's a growing area. I'm sure probably you could just buy the house for $139,000, and in another year, I bet you could sell it for $5 million. How's that for an investment? You can't even do that in the United States. Okay, so we have lots more going on today. Katie, I'm sorry you couldn't get in. And even James and Rena say, yes, it's in a nice area. Okay. Even Dr. John says, nice, even with a little, ooh, happy face. Okay, we have more to come. We have a little historical information coming up. Brenda Douglas. Brenda Douglas, I think that Brenda Douglas is on her way here. I think she's going to be here like tomorrow, I think. But I'm pretty sure she's coming down here tomorrow, and she's going to be here for her birthday, I do believe. Many people are coming down to explore, specifically Mazatlan, but two people that I spoke with this week, and one of them had been through the Chapala Ajijic area with Katie Ibarra, and this person was telling me, wow, Katie tells you everything about the area. She tells you about the upsides, the downsides, where there's water problems, where any kind of problems are. She tells you the upsides. But people were sharing me this week that they're not really interested in living in a big city. They're looking for a smaller place to live that's nice and quiet. And these people were saying, look, this one guy, he said, I watch a lot of sports. You know, I like to take really long walks. I like to ride my bike. And, I like to get on the internet. I'm not real social. So I just like having a quiet life. And there's so many places like that in Mexico. And people tend to visit places they've heard of. People will go to Mexico City. They'll visit that. They'll visit Puerto Vallarta. They might visit Mazatlan if they've heard of it. But there are so many off the popular spots that you can go to. And then many people think that they have to make a decision about where they are going to live. And I mean, Mexico is so vast. And people say, a person asked me this week, they said, well, Bill, are you going to visit Africa? Are you going to visit Asia? Are you going to visit Europe? I'm cool. I'm cool right here in Mexico. There's so much to see and so much to do. I can explore Mexico for a lifetime. So I'm just going to stay down here in Mexico, chill out, make videos, and enjoy. Oh, right now, I'm looking out the back window. The sky is totally blue. It's getting warmer here. And when I say it's getting warmer, like 2 weeks ago, it was like 55 degrees at night. That's better than 45 degrees in Chapala, Ajijic, okay? But this morning, it was like 62 degrees. It's going to go up to like 75, 78 degrees. Then the humidity, another month is going to be hot and humid. That's okay. I have air conditioning. But everything is good down here. Now, of course, we did not have a historical moment last week. So I don't want to kill you guys with history, but I do want to share some history so that when you come to Mexico, maybe after watching Bill the Geek going live on Saturday, you'll just remember a little bit of this culture. And today, we're going to talk about this guy, Hernan Cortez. Hernan Cortez. He was a Spaniard, and they say this is one of the first Spaniards that showed up in Mexico. I believe the year was about 1512. They say that the man was ruthless. He showed up around 1512, and then he hooked up with this famous lady here. Her name is La Malinche. La Malinche, famous. And I think some people refer to her as Mariana, I think. And I have read there. Of course, this is history, so you never know what is true and what is not true. But they say that this. Okay. So they got to this small city, and Cortez killed like 1,000 people that were 3,000 people that were living there right off that bat. Bam! Let's kill them all. But they grabbed 20 women, and they kept these 20 women, and they married them and made them slaves and stuff like this. And this is just one of the women, and supposedly he married her, and they had a baby. I forget the name of their baby, but they say that was the first mestizo relationship that would be from an indigenous person with a Spanish person in Mexico. Of course, you can't believe everything you hear, but here is a painting by an indigenous person from that time period. And you can see on the far right, the guy without a hat on is Cortez. And there he is with his wife. And she could speak. The good thing about his relationship with her was she could speak the language of the people. So she could go out and tell them what he wanted to do and all that kind of stuff. So They went around Mexico just spreading bad deals and killing people, pretty much is what happened there. But Hernan Cortez, you can look all of this up on the internet and read about it for yourself. But I did want to share that information with you for our history moment, and I tried to be brief. I believe I only spent like 4 minutes talking about that, and that's the way I wanted it. Okay, so let's get back to here. Okay. Oh, really like a Mad Max movie. Ooh, is the traffic that bad? Yeah, whatever. Okay. Denise Slade in the house. That house was awesome. It's $139,000. That's how much an electric car costs these days. Okay, Anya. I was on the fence about bringing a bike to MZT. I think I won't. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, I'm just looking around here, seeing who's saying what. Okay, so we are good to go. Okay, so here we go. I have more to talk about. And of course, ask questions. If this is your first time here, I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. I'm going to be in-house for a couple of weeks. I have 4 videos to put out. We're going to put up this Katie Ibarra video tomorrow morning about that $139,000 house. And then on Wednesday, I'm putting up a video on the top 10 medical tourism things that expats come here and have done in Mexico. That will go up Wednesday, I am pretty sure. I was going to get on the road this week and drive north of Mazatlan and see some of the beaches you can go to that are within 30 to 60 miles north of Mazatlan. But then they had the kidnappings and the killings, and I got a little nervous, and I just decided not to do it because, if I don't show up live on Saturday, you guys know what happened. Okay, I really think it's safe down here, and God bless those people that didn't make that. But 2 people got killed; the other 2 are okay. But people come down here for medical, for medical stuff, and the number one thing, isolated incidents. The number one thing that Americans and Canadians come down here for are dental implants. In the United States, that's going to cost you about $1,500 to $6,000 per tooth, while in Mexico, it's going to cost you $600 to $1,500 per tooth. That's the number one thing that people come to Mexico for medical tourism. And I know personally a person who got an implant in Chapala, in the Chapala Ajijic area, and it cost $700. I know we had a neighbor in Chapala. She had 4 implants put in. The number 2 reason people come to Mexico for medical tourism is gastric bypass surgery. And look at that cost differential there. In the United States, $20,000 to $35,000. In Mexico, $5,000. $5,000 to $10,000. Now, these prices are from, these prices are from 2021. I researched thoroughly and tried to put as many facts together that I could. I got two more. I got three more. The number three reason, the third reason people come to Mexico for medical tourism is breast augmentation. And you can see in the United States, it's going to be $3,000 to $12,000, while in Mexico, it's going to be about $2,500 to $5,000. Now, breast augmentation. So I'm going to put out a video this week. Those are the top three reasons people come to Mexico for medical tourism. And I had my breast done down here in Mexico. I think they came out quite nicely. I take off my shirt and show you, but that may infringe upon my rules I have to follow on YouTube. I think they call that too much information. Okay. Okay. I got more. The reason number 4 that people come down here to Mexico for medical tourism is hip replacement surgery. As you can see, the prices in the United States are ranging from $30,000 to $50,000, while in Mexico you can get this done between $8,000 and $12,000. Now, of course, these prices depend upon many different factors: what city you have them done in, what doctors you go to see. There are many factors. But yeah, I went for a checkup. I was getting my whole body. When my dad died of cancer, I guess it was like 10 years ago, he had like 3 forms of cancer. He was 83, and I was in DC with him. I spent almost all my time driving him around DC, and he would go to get chemo. I would take him for his chemo and go to this doctor, that doctor. He had the best doctors in the United States in the DC area. And so then he died, and I came back here. The first thing I did is went to get a checkup. Where was I? I was living in Puerto Vallarta. So I'm in the hospital. I met this couple. It was a son, an adult son. He had to be about 35, 34 years old. And his mother, she was about 50, 60 years old. And they had come from Denver, and she was having like something done with the roof of her mouth for her teeth. And in the Denver area, it was going to cost her about $25,000 to get that done. But they were getting it done in Puerto Vallarta, and it was only going to cost like $3,000 or $4,000. And they were very happy. And they were going to use a lot of the money that they saved just to travel around Mexico. Now, I still have a few more. I have a couple of more, but in the video that I come out with this Wednesday, I will list 10 surgeries that people have in Mexico. You can save a lot of money down here, and people are very happy with the medical care. Some people say, the guy Chuck that I talked to on our roof last Sunday morning, he only has one leg, and that's the way that he grew up, but he's an athlete. Like, he was a very high-ranking pitcher. I forget what state he's from. He's very tall. He's like 6'3", and so he's been adjusting his prosthetic for years and years and years, however you say that. But he said that here in Mexico, the doctors have helped him in ways that they couldn't help him in the United States. They found things that doctors in the United States never found. So whatever. Let me get back and see what's going on. Okay, let's see now. Oh, Turkey. Turkey has Kevin saying Turkey has a very large medical tourism industry. Prices are very competitive. The lira is way down compared to the USD. Dr. John saying India gets a lot of business from people seeking joint replacement surgery. Oh, you guys. Kevin Ronald, cost more to fly to Turkey and more time to get there. I've been to Turkey. I love Turkey. And then you have to speak the language there. I love Turkey. The people are fabulous. Okay. True, but it's just another option. Very good. Let's see what's Brenda Douglas talking about? BJ, one of my sisters had gastric bypass surgery and Atlanta, Georgia. The procedure works for some people, but my sister just would not. I repeat, would not adhere to the medical advice. I've heard that's a very challenging process. And James and Rena, when Rena broke her foot and had surgery in Ajijic at the hospital, the treatment was fantastic for $3,500. I think that's what you're saying. I think you're not talking about pesos there. Oh boy. So that is those. Let me see. I think I have two more over here. I think I have two more items. Hit repay. Oh, I only have one more. Okay. Yes. $3,500 US. Okay. I put up a video this week about a small town not far from here. It's about 30-40 miles from Mazatlan. Is a short 7-minute video. I could live in that small town. So I'm going to put up the Katie Ibarra house video up this week. And then I'm going to put up the list of this top 10 medical procedures that people visit Mexico for. That's what's upcoming this week. And let me look over here. I think I'm going to fly. I'm actually going to fly to a city, but I'm not going to go for a couple of weeks. Let me see if I can find this very quickly. And this guy Chuck was telling me about this city. Okay, let's see if I can do this. I'm just looking here. Oh, here we go. Let's just zoom in. I'm finding this place. Here we go. Okie dokie. Here we go. The name of this city that I'm going to fly into in a couple of weeks is called Morelia. That's Morelia. And it's about a 5-hour drive. It's about a 5-hour drive west of Mexico City. It's about a 5-hour drive east from Guadalajara. And this guy Chuck says it's a wonderful, very peaceful place, and a very affordable place. And Dr. John, thank you very much for contributing to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. So I'm going to make some videos. I'm going to make about 2 weeks of videos. And I only do 2 videos a week. Then I go live. And then I think next week I'm going to book my flight to this place and try to go to a couple of places, just take a week and go to some places that I don't think people are really aware of. And that's the good thing about these places. If you go to places where there are not a lot of Canadians or Americans, then they should be less expensive. Let's see what Love to Travel is talking about. Lots of people on the East Coast go to Turkey for medical tourism because the flights from Boston or New York City are affordable. Okay. And Love to Travel lives in New Hampshire. And let's take a peek down here. Love to Travel. Loved my flight to Turkey. Turkish Airways was fantastic. Best I've ever flown. The prices weren't bad either. Much more enjoyable than flying from New Hampshire to Mazatlan. And I've been to Turkey. I spent a week in Izmir, Turkey. The people were so beautiful and friendly. The real downside was that I didn't speak Turkish, and a lot of people were introducing themselves, and they were very friendly, and it was wonderful. But whatever. Get that girl. What's that girl talking about? My neighbor. Yes, Morelia is a great choice for you, Bill. You'll get wonderful content there. That's the state of Michoacan. Okay, that's my next stop. I could take the bus there. But it's going to be like a 5-hour bus ride from here to Guadalajara, and then another 5 hours from Guadalajara to Morelia, and that's 10 hours on the bus. Chuck, the guy I talked to on the roof, said that he was going to fly. It only cost about $250 round trip. So that's going to cost me some money, but I think I can get there in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Go to that place, maybe take a bus to another city, and I'll be good to go. Oh, we got lots of people. We got lots of people commenting about this place. Plus, Chuck said it's very affordable. And VHT, I just watched a video about Morelia on Mexican Relocation Guide. Nearby, however you say that, seems like it would be a nicer place to live and a little cheaper. And I tell you what, Miriam has something to say. Bill, I think because Morelia is high in the mountains, it's very cool at night there. I know someone who went there last year. At this time, it snowed there. Yeah, and that's like Durango. Durango, it was very chilly. In fact, Chapala, for me, Chapala Ajijic was very chilly in the wintertime at night. It never snowed, but they had hail storms. When I lived in Guadalajara, 2 nights, they had like literally 4 or 5 feet of hail in Guadalajara. So yeah, but if you can find a place with a fireplace and you hook up some electric heaters, you'll be good to go, I'm sure. Okay. We only have one more procedure that I know of, and that would be LASIK eye surgery. And you can see in the United States, that would be $2,000 to $4,000 per eye, while in Mexico, they can look at your eye, cut it up, correct your vision for about $700 to $1,500 per eye. That's LASIK eye surgery. Okay, there you go. So those are the top 5 procedures that people visit Mexico for. And so you can come down here, do some of that stuff, and take a medical vacation. Okay, now here we go. My hit rate so far in Mazatlan for English is, what does that mean? 3 to 7. 3 people out of every 10 know English. My Spanish is muy malo. Yeah, well, Zen Maiden. Hola, Zen Maiden. Great to see you in the house from L.A. Woo, Los Angeles. Okay. Happy to see you could be there. And I tell you what, when I got to Mexico years ago, Puerto Vallarta, my Spanish was terrible. I mean, it was terrible, but I had to study a little bit. Well, maybe I had to study a lot, but the people worked with me, and this one place that I would where I lived for food. I ate food at this one taco stand, right? It was like a half a block from the ocean. The best quesadilla asadas I've had in my life at this place. Very extremely affordable. So I would go down there and order 2 of these to go every day. I did that for a year. I was down there every day. I would get 2 quesadillas asadas, and a dad and his sons ran the place, and they called me Dos. Their nickname for me was Dos. They didn't call me Bill or Mamo. They called me Dos. Of course, in Spanish, Dos means 2. But so I would speak to them in Spanish. I spoke with them in Spanish for like 8 or 9 months. I knew all of their names. I knew their girlfriends' names. I knew their wives' names. And then, and everything was in Spanish. And what I didn't understand from them, I would say, I don't understand. What does that mean? And they would give me other Spanish words until, I could understand what was going on. And after about 9 months of going down there every day, the older brother starts talking to me in total English. total English. Is like he knew English all of that time. But if you start working with people and speaking Spanish, I'm going to say most Mexicans know some English. So come down, work with it. And then my cousin in Ajijic, Tulsi, she says, maybe Bill can do a video on that. What's this? Let me go over here, see what's going on. I think I'm missing stuff over here. The 3rd largest lake in Mexico. It looks a lot nicer than Lake Chapala. Maybe you can even eat the fish there. Kevin, do you speak French? Let's see. Okie dokie. Yes. Okay, that's a good idea. Ooh, La Dolce Vita. Hoping I can learn Spanish soon. I just spent 5 years learning Italian. I'm exhausted. Yes. Okay, my nickname is Super Gringo because my skin is so blindingly white. Yes. Okay, I don't have that problem yet. Okay. NVHC, hopefully, maybe if we can pry myself away from McDonald's longer. That's funny. But you're in Korea. You're in Korea, so McDonald's is really different, correct? Like the food is good in Korea. The McDonald's is good in Korea. Also, when I first came to Mexico, I had a Mexican girlfriend. Her name was Nelly Gonzalez. And she took me all. Nellie, she lived with her sister. They had a fantastic apartment in San Luis Potosi. And Nellie took me all over in Mexico. I was here for 9 weeks. We always spoke Spanish. Her father owned a car dealership in, I think it was I forget the name of the town, starts with a T. But I almost married. I should have married Nellie. But I was a sophomore in college. That wouldn't have worked out. But anyway, so it's the day I was headed back to the United States. And I spoke Spanish with Nellie the whole time I was here, had to. And my last day, she speaks to me in fluent English. And she says, I said, Nellie, what? You speak English? That was so funny. Why haven't we been just speaking English? And she said, well, if I spoke to you in English, then you would not have learned Spanish. But I think you can come down. And I really think, I think the big Durango McDonald's. I was taking talk. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Uh-oh. Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. What's happening? Okay. Yeah, but come on down. You can learn on the fly. Yeah. I did it. Dr. John saying Mexicans call light-skinned individuals güero? Really? Okay. Oh, okay. Very good. Okay. Yeah, but if your Spanish isn't up to par, and I still need to do some work on mine, I need to do a lot of work on mine. Come on down. And let me say this, I have a neighbor. She lives next door, like over that way. She's 72. She's very active. She goes to music events all the time. They call those places bars down here. She probably goes to a different bar every day. But she's brilliant. She's a retired professor from California. She taught like physics and high-end science stuff, but she's brilliant. But she found a school here in Mazatlan, and they teach English. And they need people that speak English fluently to come sit in the class with them so that these people can be the go-to people for, well, how do you really say that in English? And she says it's a great way to meet people. And I remember a guy that I used to work with in San Francisco, his wife now is a doctor from Spain, and he met her in one of these classes. So he tutored her English at her med school, and they got married. And now she moved to San Francisco. She's a doctor out there. He's a teacher. So you can meet some very interesting people learning Spanish while you're in Mexico. Yeah. And these people will help you out. All right, everybody. Okay, we got about 5 more minutes. We've got 59 people in the house and 28 likes. And I tell you what, let's see now. What's this? Kim J. I do much better when I have someone to practice my Spanish with. Yes. Yeah, I tell you what, just listening to the videos, listening and reading. I tell you what, man, you really need to talk to someone. Thank you, Brian Maiden, for coming in. All in the house. See you next weekend. Adios, pretty boy Brian Maiden. Thomas, thank you so much for contributing to the channel. There is some taco cash for me, Mamo. I greatly appreciate that. But yeah, now one of my best friends, you need, even if it's bad Spanish, like even if your Spanish is bad, it's just great because then you have to think in Spanish. You have to think in Spanish. And like the internet guy came last night. Last night was bad. Last night was really bad because the internet went down around like 5:30 at night in the afternoon. So I had to figure out, oh no, I go live at 9:00 in the morning. What am I going to do? So I had to call the internet cable company, Mega Cable. I had to talk to them in Spanish. Hey, I don't have internet. And the guys tell me in Spanish, well, you know, what is your phone number? What is your contract number? So I had to give him all that information all in Spanish. And then he tells me, well, okay, I put you in the computer. Someone will be there in 24 hours. And I'm thinking 24 hours, man. I go live tomorrow morning. I go live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I got to have internet. And he says, well, that's the best I can do. So I had to do some stuff. I connected to my other. I connected to to my iPhone, and the image that you're seeing right now is from the iPhone, and I made it a hotspot, and so I can use the iPhone as a hotspot. So anyway, the internet guy comes last night. He's on a pole outside of my window. And so I'm talking to him. I said, hey, man, like, what's going on? You going to fix it? All of this is in Spanish. And I didn't understand everything he was saying, but it works. It works. Speak some Spanish, and it will greatly help you. Okay, Kevin. Let's see what's going on with La Dulce Vita. You're totally right, Bill. It wasn't until I moved to Italy and had to speak it every day that I learned. And I tell you what, I have a friend from Columbus, Ohio. His name is Greg. He has a very negative attitude. I've known him for 40 years. I call him Nega Greg. Nega Greg, he's a black guy. Nega Greg, everything is negative, but we're still friends, okay? He's come down to visit me in Mexico 3 times, and he cracks me up because he won't learn Spanish. And he'll go into places where everybody's speaking Spanish, and he'll talk to the waiters, the person behind the counter at 7-Eleven. He just speaks English, straight out English. He doesn't even try Spanish. And it upsets me that he speaks a lot of English to these people, and they know exactly what he's saying. And they give him everything that he wants, and he doesn't speak any Spanish. He's speaking all English. So whatever. Come down, do what you got to do. But I tell you what, I'll say this. You know, I try to give advice. People ask me so much, like, where should I live in Mexico? But I really can't tell anybody. It really depends on how you're going to live. How do you live now? When I lived in San Francisco, I didn't hardly ever go out. I was working all the time. I might, on a Sunday or on a day off, I might drive the car down the coast, get off, walk down the beach a little bit. But I worked pretty much all the time. I walk around downtown San Francisco. But if I wasn't working, I was studying about the work I was doing. I didn't hardly ever watch television. I'm a boring person. I stay at home most of the time. maybe watch some college football. I mean, how do you live? What do you do now? I mean, it's not like you're going to come down here and change everything. If you watch a lot of sports, this guy Chuck that was telling me about this town I was telling you guys about, he watches a lot of sports. That's what he does. He watches a lot of TV. He's happy with that. Okay, I don't watch any TV. I don't know how the TV in this house works. I haven't seen TV in about 9 months. I watched Beverly Hills Cops with Eddie Murphy last week on Netflix, but that's it. So how do you live now? If you stay at home and you watch TV, well, you can get TV down here and watch 70 channels, and like 40 of those channels are going to be in English. You can watch CNN all day, ESPN all day. I mean, what do you do now? Do you read books? I mean, most people don't do that much. They stay at home. That's what most people do. So if you're going to come down here, you're going to be warm, find an affordable place. You're going to have high-speed internet, eat really good food, and then just travel around, see what's going on. Get on the bus. Take a bus trip to the ocean. I can just walk to the ocean. And I'm going to be really honest. I don't want to say what I'm going to tell you now. I don't want to say what I'm going to tell you now, because I think that if I tell you what I'm going to tell you now, I think people will think badly of me. Well, Bill, what are you going to tell the people now that will make them feel so bad about you? Well, I've been in this apartment for like 8-9 months now, and I have never been in the swimming pool. Yeah, you guys have seen the swimming pool. It's beautiful. I've never been in it. I might go when it warms back up. And as far as the ocean goes, I can walk to the ocean. I've been here 8 or 9 months. I've probably been to the ocean maybe 10, 15 times. I mean, actually going there and walking down the beach. I've never put my foot in the ocean. So many people think that, well, you move to a beach town, you're going to have a pool and all of a sudden your whole life's going to change. I don't think so. I think the way you live now is the way that you're going to live. I think that in Mexico the people are just a lot more friendly and it's a lot more affordable. So whatever. Let's see now. Let's see who's talking. Very true. That's the way language act. La Dolce Vita. Oh my God, I have a friend just like that. English. Yeah. Zen Maiden 1. Good to see all the people here today. 3 more months till we move down. Time is flying. Come on down, Zen Maiden. Kim Simmons, Ola from Ohio, currently living in Montana. Need to learn Spanish also. Okay, La Dulce. Hey, I'm coming to Mexico mid-May. How is Mazatlan weather in May and June? La Dulce Vita, it's going to be hot and humid. Yeah, it's going to be hot and humid. That means it's going to go up to like 92 in the daytime, and it's going to be muggy. In the evenings, it's going to be a low of about 72, 73 degrees. It doesn't feel too bad. You want to make sure that your accommodations are air conditioned. In my place, I have 2 bedrooms, and then this is everything that you see in here. It's all one room. So the living room and the kitchen is all just one thing. But I have a different air conditioning unit in each bedroom and in this room. So I'm on the computer all day because I'm boring just in here thinking about what videos I'm going to make next. And so I come in here, I turn on this air conditioner for like 10 minutes. It gets so cold, I have to turn it off. I can leave it off for about 50 minutes. It warms up a little bit. It doesn't get too hot. Then I turn it back on for 10 minutes. It cools down. When I go to bed at night, I turn this one, it's off already. Go into the bedroom, let that turn on for about 30 minutes, and I turn it off for the rest of the night. So make sure that you have nice air conditioning. In the wintertime, you don't, in the wintertime in Mazatlan, it's like you think, who would ever need air conditioning? Who would need it? And I had on a couple of hoodies earlier this morning, and just being able to wear this shirt all by itself is an experience. Without 2 or 3 hoodies, I walk around here all day in 2 or 3 hoodies. But I tell you what, in another 2 months, it's going to be hot and humid. Kim Simmons, researching Mexico for early retirement. And I tell you what, Kim, the reason I live in Mexico, the reason I've been down here for so long is I just love it. It's so nice. The people are so nice. It's a totally different vibe than the United States. I mean, I'm never going back to the United States. And this isn't for everybody. There are people that can't, they need to be irritated all the time. Okay. They need somebody controlling their minds all the time. I like to have my own mind. I don't want to be in any groups. I don't want to be in this group or that group. I just want to live my life. And I'm allowed to do that in Mexico. I don't want to be in this group or that group. I don't want people to see me and think, oh, he's a this or he's a that. I just want people to look at me and leave me alone. And that happens in Mexico. You can just be yourself and nobody will bother you pretty much. So let's see. Counting down the days. Kim J, counting down until I'm back in Mexico, less than 30 days. Come on down. Yes. James and Rita, you get cold easy. I do. And when I used to work for Dun & Bradstreet in Columbus, Ohio, I'd have on long underwear and stuff, and my manager would say, you get cold easy. Like, you get cold? Yeah, I do. I'm cold. Nobody else is cold. It's just like with mosquitoes. Mosquitoes don't like some people. They love me. But the cold weather, it gets down into my bones. So I do get cold easy. Annie, Javelina flips. I'm moving for a major lifestyle change. More like it was when I lived in Quebec's historic center as a university student. Yeah, and Annie's moving here. Anya is moving here like in about 3 weeks. And she has a great place to stay. She's in the center of town. It's beautiful down there. She loves sports. She's going to get like year-round baseball tickets and all of that. I would love to live in El Centro. That's where she's going to live. And so she doesn't need a car. She can walk to the Malecon in like half a block or a block. I mean, what a life. What a life. So she can be social, or at least get out and walk around and see people. She already knows people in town. And then she can go home. You want to be alone, you can go be alone. That's the beauty of a good Mexico place. And let me say this. The beauty of a good place for me to live in Mexico is a place where you can walk everywhere, where now James and Rena, they're in San Antonio. So that's kind of in between Chapala and Ajijic. So having a car in that situation is extremely handy because you got to drive. I mean, you can walk 15 minutes that way or 15 minutes that way, but or if you live in downtown Ajijic or downtown Chapala, you can walk a little bit. I just want to be able to walk a little bit, not drive. So for me, Anya's situation is just like perfect. That's a situation to die for. Okay. Kevin, good for you. Love. I know what you're saying. I hope your move is very successful. Yes, Anya, and we all wish you the best of luck. What's Cheeseburger talking about? Cheeseburger saying, what is the best way to travel back and forth to the airport, and is Uber recommended for getting around Mazatlan? Cheeseburger with frijoles. I use Uber. I use Uber all the time. I have a car. I use the car maybe to go to Walmart. I rarely drive. If I'm going to go into El Centro, which I do like once a week or something, I use Uber because I don't know where anything is. And the traffic is not bad in Mazatlan, but I don't know where I'm going and why worry about it. I can get, like a 10 or 15 minute taxi ride from where I live into El Centro. So I can do that for about $4, generally speaking. $4 one way. $8, I mean, it's going to cost me that much money in gas to drive down and drive back. There's another service called Didi's. That's DIDI. They say that is about 30 to 40% less than Uber. Now, all of the people that are in the know down here, expats that travel around, do this, do that, they never use Uber. They use Didi's, and they don't have any problems. They spend a lot less money. And then there's another service down here. It's called InDrive. And my neighbor, who was the college professor, she uses that exclusively. So getting back to Cheeseburger, what's the best way to travel back and forth to the airport? Yeah, I would use one of those services and you'll have no problems. Okie dokie. People sharing. Thanks. Yes, she's a new widow trying to get her life together here. Kevin, I used the airport taxi to get out of the airport, but plan to use Uber to go back when I leave. I heard many Uber drivers will not go to the airport. Well, I've heard something similar to that. So when I went to Durango, I took Uber to the bus station. And outside the bus station, you have all of these regular taxis. And at the airport, it's worse. So what I do when I leave the bus station, I just walk 2 blocks away and I have Uber come pick me up there. In Puerto Vallarta, this is funny. In Puerto Vallarta, they have those white taxis in Puerto Vallarta. And those are the most expensive taxis in Puerto Vallarta. And there's only one exit from the Puerto Vallarta airport for people that are getting off planes. So if you come out of that exit, if you walk out, you've got your luggage, you're going to see all these white taxis. And they're going to cost twice as much as regular taxis. So what you do is there's a freeway right next to the airport, and there's a thing that you can walk out of the airport exit, and you walk over the freeway and down, and that's where the regular taxis are. And you pay half as much. So if I go to Puerto Vallarta, I take the taxi to this little weird place, and then but anyway, if you go to the airport here in Mazatlan, which I will be doing in about 2 weeks, you just you just walk about a block or two away from the airport, and then you'll be okay. All right, let's see what's going on. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm all caught up. We have 56 people in the house and 33 likes. Let's see. And we got a message from Kim J. I'm sorry, Annie. Happy for your new life. Yeah, people, Anya, you have so much support here. So much support here. Love to travel. Was told by B&B to use airport taxis to leave and return. Oh, okay. If you go to airport taxis site, they will tell you exactly what you will be seeing depending on the destination you are to. Okay, whatever. Hoping to meet some of you when I come to Mazatlan. Ciao. Susanna. Okay, you guys. Well, we've been it's 10:17. It's 10:17. We've been at it for 1 hour and 17 minutes. Mexico does not have daylight savings time anymore. Tomorrow, you guys start daylight savings time. So hopefully I get my time right next week. Hopefully, hopefully next week I have internet and electricity. I tell you what, nothing worse. Nothing worse than your electricity going out 5 minutes before you go live. Great information for transportation. What site was that for taxi pricing? Okay. Okay, so you guys, I'm getting out of here. Thank you so much for joining us today. On your way out, if you don't mind, click the like button. If you're new to our channel, please click that subscribe button. Let's see, I'm clicking stuff over here. I'm trying to get to something that I'm not seeing. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, James and Rena, thank you so much, James and Rena, for contributing some US dollars to the site. Bill, what was the site? What site are you talking about? Kim J, what site are you talking about? What site? Tell me, what site are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, James Arena. Thank you so much for contributing to the channel. Kim, what? Bill, what was the site? What site? Tell me quick, because I'm getting ready to go. Oh, email me. Email me and ask me the question. Okay. What you said. Thomas. Okay. Okay. You said go to a site for taxi. Oh, that was no, I didn't say that. Love to Travel said that. I didn't say that. Oh, there you go. There you go. Anya has the information. There you go. Anya's got the FYI. There you go. Okay, you guys. So I am getting out of here, folks. I'm Bill the Geek, and this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We're broadcasting live, thank God, from Mazatlan. You guys have a great time change. Be careful and enjoy your weekend. Thanks, everybody, for coming and sharing information. Be safe. Love you all. And we'll see you next Saturday live from Mazatlan. Adios, amigos.